tayo dito mamaya kasi
the city notification instead of this one road, and he decided to turn down that wall and to erect a wonderful boulevard, beautiful buildings left and right. On your left hand side, the world popular Hotel Imperial. It was a temporary home for so many popular guests like Queen Elizabeth, a Japanese emperor with his wife, Lady Diana, Lady Gaga, Robbie Williams, Mick Jagger, all of them. Yeah, a very interesting apartment with a price of 3,000 euros a night. But the breakfast is not included in that price. But the service of a butler is. You have a butler service. He is ironing your newspapers every morning. Can you imagine that? That's really something. If you take a look to your right, we will see the main street of Vienna. Take a look to your right. At the end of the street is a cathedral.
wow, ang galing. Main street ng Vienna.
And here on your right hand side is probably the most important, not maybe the most beautiful, but definitely the most important building in the city. And that's the Viennese State
Oh my
Opera House.
god.
The Viennese State Opera House was the first building which was built on the Ring Road in the second part of the 19th century. Unfortunately, it got very bad critics. People in Vienna were not happy.
Vienna daw is the
Look, they said
capital of
it's very ugly. It looks like a train station. It looks like an elephant. Yeah. And one of the
classical
architects
music.
committed a suicide. Yeah, it was not a good start, but nowadays it's one of the most important opera houses in the whole world. If you take a look to your right, we are already in an area of a huge complex of Holborn Palace with one of those beautiful gardens. Take a look to your right, the great genius Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He died unfortunately very young, but still managed to compose so many pieces that nowadays you
Makinig kayo,
need more than
makinig.
100 years to do the same. On your left hand side, my favorite museum. It's a museum of a history of art with a Titian, Rubens, Rembrandt, Archibald, Bellotto, Caravaggio, Bruegel, Raphael, and in the middle of the square, another ruler of a Habsburg monarchy, Maria Theresa. She was an empress of Austria, and she was the mother of 16 kids. Yeah? 11 daughters and 5 boys. And you might be familiar with the name of her youngest daughter, Marie Antoinette. She was sent to be a wife of a French king, Louis XVI, and after the French Revolution, they both lost their hands at the guillotine. On your left-hand side, another twin museum. It's a museum of a history of nature, where you can find 3 million stones and bones. If you're a fan of stones and bones, that's the right place for you. And now we are coming to probably the most opulent building of the Ring Road, and that would be the building of the Austrian Parliament. Take a look to your left.
Okay,
Yeah, definitely the most opulent one. That's the Austrian Parliament. A beautiful 8 Corinthian columns, the Goddess of Wisdom, the Goddess of Divine.
dito lang tayo sa right side. Hindi makita.
You know, 525 million euros were invested in the last 5 years to renovate the building. So that's the reason for such a good look. There are still some not really satisfied people in Austria. You know, they would say a very clever woman, Palace Athena, is in front of the building and all stupid people are inside. Yeah? But I would not agree. I would say that the Austrian system is a very good one. On our left-hand side, the building of the Viennese City Hall.
What's this?
And the City Hall, it looks like a church, but it looks like a cathedral, but it isn't. It's actually a city hall. That was the style of Francis Joseph. He was trying to show us the power of the monarchy with those huge buildings
Stop
that
muna
is
tayo,
waiting
ha?
for you. It would be
We'll
really
have
nice to see
another
it right
part
now because maybe just a
later.
couple of weeks more and the rose